Here's my personal recipe to make pizza similar to Pizza Hut or Domino's. I was struggling to make a pizza like those restaurants but was never successful. But my family always loved the pizza from those chains, so in video I'll share with you how you can cook a pizza better than any restaurant at home with any type of oven. First of all, we need a bowl, and in that you need to add 1 cup of flour. If you got bread flour, that's great. But if you don't have, you can use all-purpose flour as well. In Pakistan or India, we call it maida. I'm making the dough for one pizza that will be almost 12 inches of diameter. So my ingredients will be according to that. If you need more pizzas, you can update the quantity of each ingredient accordingly. Add half teaspoon of yeast. To activate the yeast and for some extra taste, we will add half teaspoon of sugar. I'm going to add half teaspoon of salt, but you can reduce or increase according to your taste. I use 1 teaspoon of garlic powder because it gives a unique texture and taste to your dough. Then I use 2 tablespoons of olive oil. This oil is not only nutritious, but it will also help your pizza dough to raise. Now, if you don't have olive oil in your household, don't worry. You can use any type of canola, soybean, or vegetable oil. In the past, I used to use water to prepare the dough, but I learned that milk gives pizza dough a very unique taste. Now make sure that the milk is on room temperature as if it is cold, because if it will be cold, it will slow down the dough raising process. Time to mix all of these ingredients together. It will stick to your fingers in the start, but don't worry. If you feel it's soft, you can add some more flour to it. And if it is hard, feel free to add a little bit more milk. Now continue to knead and keep kneading until it's smooth, soft and not sticky. Now your dough is ready to be raised. I'll add some oil to it so that when the dough is ready, it is not sticky and it's not very dry. Make sure to put the oil thoroughly as it's an important step. You can see that my dough is neither hard nor very soft. As soon as it doesn't feel sticky, you can shape it like a ball and cover it. Now, we will leave it to raise for 2 to 3 hours on room temperature. But if you want to prepare your pizza in 1 or 2 days, you can put it in the refrigerator and let it raise slowly. As a rule of thumb, make sure the dough is double than its original size. If you are in cold weather, then definitely it will take more time. So make sure you give your dough enough time to be raised. If it's not raised properly, your pizza will not be cooked from inside and might not taste that good. Okay, so my first raise is done. Now it's time to do my second raise in a non-sticky pan. I'll put some olive oil, some salt, some crushed pepper to grease the bottom of the pan. Put the dough in it and spread it all the way to corners. Make sure to overspread it as it will contract over time. This little greasy mixture we put in the bottom will give a very good taste to our dough. Companies like Pizza Hut or Domino's also like to put garlic powder and oregano to add additional taste to their doughs. You can do that as well if you want. After you spread the dough, time to put some olive oil on it, and after adding oil, we will let it raise for another 15 to 20 minutes. To cook my pizza crust thoroughly, I pre-cook the dough before actually putting it in the oven. The reason for doing that is because cheese melts really quickly in the oven, but the dough takes time. So if we put everything together, the dough usually doesn't cook well. Additionally, this method is very energy sufficient as well. I use non-stick pan for this purpose so that my dough doesn't stick with the pan and doesn't burn. There is another caveat. If you have gas oven, you can cook the dough to the color you actually want. But if you are using electric oven, you can keep it slightly on the lighter side as it will take us longer to cook the pizza in electric oven. Before doing the toppings, I would also advise you to heat up the oven to 500 degrees Fahrenheit or 260 degrees Celsius. After that, time to do the toppings. I'm using store-bought pizza sauce. You can prepare your own as well. Let's put some cheese, veggies, or meat if you like, and as soon as it is done, put it in the oven. Now, if you have a gas oven, you literally need 2 to 3 minutes, but as electric ovens take extra time, our pizza took almost 10 minutes to completely cook. Please note that my pan is oven safe, and if you do not have an oven safe pan, you can transfer your dough to the pan which is safe for oven use. After taking your pizza out of the oven, put it on a grill to let it cool down to make sure the dough doesn't get soggy. Cut it and your cheesy pan pizza is ready. Take a look at how cheese is melted and also take a closer look how well cooked the corners and the dough is. These days, Domino's and Pizza Hut's pizza of a similar size cost $18 to $25, but this pizza cost us around $5 to $7. One more thing is that this recipe is pretty easy to prepare, and if you have already prepared the dough, you can cook it within 10 to 15 minutes. Enjoy this pizza and try this recipe. If you like it, please share this recipe with your friends and tell us in the comments. Wish you good luck in your life. Bye.